For Valentine's Day, I wanted to create a giant chocolate heart box. I made a template using folded paper, and then we began cutting out of one piece of plywood 2 halves of the base, and out of another piece of plywood 2 halves of the lid. The pieces needed to be sanded, and then a lip was cut to go on the top edge and reinforced in the back with long beams. The bottom of the heart, the straight parts, were used out of boards, and then we put studs and columns to reinforce the curvature of it and put the lip on top of that. Then masonite was cut and bent around the curves, and that gave it structure yet had the bend and the curve. And the piece was able to stand and hold on its own. Then I took a mattress pad and stapled that to the front of the box. And as you can see here, it's reinforced in the back. And then covered it with red satin sheets that needed to be pinned in place. So all the pleats were made by hand and pinned in place. And after they were pinned, I stapled the fabric towards the back and was able to cut off the excess fabric and keep it pulled taut. I double reinforced all the staples so the lid would be extra tight, and then just waited for a bow to put on the front. In the meantime, I cut out another piece of mattress pad to fit the interior of the heart shape and tacked it on and stapled it on to the second flat piece that we created. And after it was stapled on, I was able to grid it out to put where the tufting buttons were. So I spaced out the dots, put the dots, and then needed to pre-drill holes where the actual tufting buttons would be going through both the foam and the wood. And then the tufting buttons needed to be covered with fabric, and then they were pulled through the fabric, the mattress pad, and the wood. After that, I traced another lip out of masonite, so that would be able to be used on the other side for extra structure. Cut it out of the masonite and made sure all the lips and edges were sanded to the size of what the curvature was, so we had a straight heart. I did get stuck going up the stairs, and I had to cut out a shelf at the top of the stairs in order to get the structure upstairs, and I waited to finish upholstery upstairs, thank goodness. I stapled the fabric around the edges, cut another mattress pad to wrap around the edges of the sides of the heart and stapled those in place. And after that, I wrapped the velvet fabric, which had a lot of stretch to it, also around the heart and stapled it to the back and cut off the excess fabric. Then I was able to attach the back of the heart that was tufted to the side walls that were now also upholstered. And from there, I just waited for the bow, but both pieces were ready, did a photo shoot with Creative Harmony CNC, modeled it myself for the promotional shots, and once the photo shoots were running, Carlos and I modeled it together. Thank you for all your encouragement watching this and booking shoots.